What's up, Fad?
When something insignificant becomes popular.
And we know the ads are way insignificant! What are you guys doing? Okay. Right!
It's a beautiful day.
Right! Come on, Eddie! Let's do something! Okay. Are you nuts? What's up, Fad?
When something insignificant becomes popular.
And we know the ads are way insignificant!
Oh my god, I forgot the mic. Hopefully that didn't sound too bad. Hello everyone. I am slightly tired and also I have things to do after the stream, so it will be slightly shorter than last time. Oh, it will be much shorter than last stream, but shorter than the usual ones. You know what I mean. So we got a new version of THPrac all ready for this 2.0.0.0. That's good, I hope. So. Just having trouble building up the game here for a second. Wait, new THPrac version of how it goes. What is 2-1? 2-1? This isn't Mario. What is it? What do I do? What do I do? Okay, I wanted to try out a new setup. What if I do the loop 2 stage 1 from Dodonpachi? Maybe I can do it before the end of the stream. I mean, I assume stage 1 is the same stage 1 from the first loop and not the stage 0 or whatever you get on the second loop. That's really hard. Also, by the way, still no controller support, but maybe I should bother the THPrac guys about this. Stage 0 is just for the Saturn version? Okay. Yeah, you can see where my influences come from. I think this is it. Well, it's not on 4 power for sure. God damn it, I closed this again on accident. Same thing happened last time. Let's give that a try at the end of the stream. especially because I won't be streaming as long today. I do unironically think that Loop 2 Stage 1 from DDP is easier than this crap. But also, honestly, I do think that this freaking stage is just harder than most of the later ones in this game. It's ridiculous. Okay, well, we just started. Oh yeah, there is instant SCAR now. Thank freaking God. That was really getting on my nerves yesterday. Also, because the only way I reliably have to play Loop 2 is the Saturn version. I guess we might as well see Stage 0 again. Was that a hit? I don't know. Let's ignore it. Also, hopefully today we also have more useful cheats than we had yesterday. This setup does admittedly seems like it's the most optimal one. All greens except red is that a hit? I don't know. Who the hell knows? This setup does admittedly seem like the best one. All greens, but the bottom is the red that makes your focus shot stronger. Like, makes sense. Probably better than whatever, I forget what. Why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we here? Yeah, I freaking love those enemies, man. Also, it was a 2 power, so it doesn't even make sense. Better than Moon Hyper? I mean, we're for now we're ignoring Moon Hyper's existence. Again, I will assume that he did not actually get hit. Because I just cannot freaking tell with these hyper breaks. There's just no way for this setup to actually shoot her down before the enemies come. This is why I say there's literally no way that this is intentional, because almost every single setup in the game cannot avoid this. Including this otherwise pretty busted setup. Moon Hyper is just way too broken. There's like no way that would ever get allowed. At least not in the way that it currently works. Or maybe it just shouldn't be. Let's just let it be what it is. And everything needs to be LNN optimized. I actually died to this. Yeah, I absolutely feel like it's a bug. Some people are insisting that there's no way it's a bug, but it's so weird and unfair. And literally unavoidable for 90% of everything in this game. So it's punishing you for what exactly in that case? Punishing for you for not going full DPS on this one section in the first stage. I got hit by something. I mean, it is avoidable though, is the point. It's avoidable if you go with a few setups that do DPS. That was the pyramid, wasn't it? Anyway, I'm not actually liking this setup that much. What if people did say that there's a possibility that using the common stone actually makes you weaker? So what if you do this instead? Yeah, I do agree. But yeah, let's see if this makes a difference. Some people says that even if there isn't, there is supposed to be a difference. I don't know where they read that. My Japanese isn't big enough to read it. This game just becomes a mess so quickly. A mess of mechanics. Zun said traditional stroke orthodox Touhou game, but then like this is the least traditional Touhou game we've ever seen. Like UM is more normal than this game is. Holy shit, that fucking pyramid had so much health. There's another one already. Honestly, the more I'm playing this game, the less sense I'm making of it. Well, it needs to be a pattern where the boss is standing still. There's also that, so you can actually properly shotgun them to death. And I don't know of any patterns in this game where the boss just willingly stands still. I got this completely wrong. I just picked a completely wrong gap. There's still a difference between non-spell and spell card damage. I mean, It used to have a big difference in the older games, and this is probably. I bet there's still SOEW code in these games out there somewhere. So it doesn't surprise me if that weird legacy feature from Gen 1 is still here. Also, I decided to stream this freaking game when Sock is online, which doesn't help. Sec, everyone. I have limited time, and yet every single waking moment of my life I am interrupted by absolutely everything. And it's always when I'm busy with a stream. I'm busy, but I have to do stuff. I'm trying to do things, but I keep getting interrupted. Hey, Cake, what's up? Just give me a second because I'm like half busy. Where is my freaking thing? Why is it not fucking working now? There. Oh, good morning then. Did you know it's my birthday? I get the fuck out of here. Just give me another second. Fuck's sake. Anyway, yes, it is actually my birthday. I am 26 now. I'm getting old. I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. Now we get this hypers, and then now we get yet another. Why level 3? Like, does it level up once per summon? Does it level up in some other way? I mean, it is a shame that that green 2 is just the best setup for the shots, but the hyper is this broken thing. Stupid pyramid. Stupid pyramid. It's already a level 5 pyramid, whatever that means. Does it make it harder? Does it make it drop more interesting things? Thank you, Cake. Oh, I have to go to work, so... and work is bad. But, yeah. Hopefully, let's hope for something good. Okay, whatever. Guess we're not actually dodging this. Give me a pyramid non-2, why won't you? Whatever the hell you're supposed to do non-2. Yesterday I theory crafted some stuff. It looked vaguely like that, but less scary. I've been dying to that one a lot for some reason, even though I literally did not die to it once in the first day. Wait. Second. Sorry for that anyway. Okay, that was just me skill issuing anyway. I think literally everything went wrong this one. And yeah, being aggressive here and actually going for the shoot down on every fairy does help a lot. Including the green pyramid, fire green bullets. How are you supposed to deal with this if the timer goes long? There's no way this mechanic doesn't get revamped in the final game. This non is just incomprehensible. Tiny little bullets everywhere, I hate it. Ridiculous. Yeah, the gay, you still get pyramids on pacifism. There's no escaping them. Also, does TH-Prac make you play the other stages, or does it end here? Yes, it does, but it resets your power to 1. That's funny. I mean, that seems to be stage 1 just about figured out, but also except not 2. Not that anyone knows what to do there. Here. Free power sounds just about enough. Yeah, maybe other game mechanics didn't appear during bosses for a good reason, is probably what Zoom is finding out from the reception that this mechanic has gotten. Okay, I had forgotten how you do this. Now I remember. See, this stage is just unironically so much easier than the first. No, the boss isn't, but we're not talking about the boss right now. Like, everything about this, her nons is vile. Literal to the frame DKO. I wish I agreed with you, Cake, but I do think she's really bad. I just straight up don't like her fight. Also, I think she's really hard. Also, yeah, using the moon hyper definitely helps on her. But it helps on the whole game. I swear I'm not getting hit, so this hyper is just proccing and I don't know why it is. I mean, it was my fault, but also at the same time, if the pyramid wasn't there, those bullets wouldn't be. I'm actually just blind spotting everything. I might have gotten hit, and it's not a good sign that I have to guess if I did or not. I guess with this setup, there's no way of avoiding wave 2. Unless that happens, then yeah, sure, then you will certainly avoid it. I don't know the second half of the stage. I mean, I picked the setup that I was using the last couple of days specifically so it had no weird hyper shenanigans. In this part, you just KO everything you see. Yeah, the first half here is about appropriate difficulty for a stage 2. This non is just shimmy shenanigans. Oh, you can even avoid wave 3 with this setup actually. And potentially even a 4. I mean, it's so hard knowing, oh, what would actually be a proper way of doing this when the fucking hypers are just everywhere and some of them do so much and most of them do so little. But either way, they're pretty pervasive across the whole game. Let's try again. And this we just stand in the middle and then because for some reason shooting them in the middle is better from what I've tested. Then this is just literally stream of major inconveniences called a pyramid. Then this is just shoot the thing down. This you just go left to right and shoot everyone. I can only hope that Rainbow's homing is strong enough to actually take these down, or otherwise this section just seems impossible for her. This is just this freaking girl. Nothing you can do about the freaking girl. You can die to her, but we all do that. This, I guess, you just stream. No, I guess you don't just stream, no. Unless you want that to happen. Okay, we don't need to test the first half. It's like Chimmy onwards, but let's not do Chimmy mid-boss right now. Yeah, it's me. Hey, Golden. It's my birthday. Okay, let's do 4 power because you'd probably be a 4 power if you didn't die to Chimmy here. Thanks, Golden. How are you doing? Oh my god, it just appeared instantly. Like literally instantly. I guess it's because of the chain. Nice. Oh yeah, of course everything is solvable if you just get a hyper. Let's just check a replay here. I didn't mean to close the game mode, okay. Just check this we all already know. This is just Chimmy, and then here you just KO everything. And that was a hyper break. Oh wow, I don't think this is a reliable way of doing it, just a hunch. Just a hunch, but that's probably not the way. No offense to R24, of course, this is their replay, but also, yeah, I think they will also not agree this isn't the way. It's just stone after stone. And you body blocked it, of course you did. I mean, maybe spin is reliable, who knows, but not the way they spun it. And then there's this thing. There's this thing. There, put that up, frame it, and play it back on TWC on repeat next year. Certainly that's it. Certainly that's hinged. Not even gonna save that, because if you really want to see it, you have the VOD. Oh my fucking god. I'll be honest, you're probably meant to spin, but also they have pyramids appear, so who the hell knows what an answer is. I think maybe you're literally just meant to try to do big chains and then KO the pyramids for clears. Well, yeah, let's see stage sections, because the bosses, I guess I'll practice them separately. And it's the stage sections are most clickbaiting in this game. Like, yeah, the bosses are hard, but the stage sections is what's catching everyone off guard. I don't mind. And yeah, I mean, is anything a good idea here? Honestly, I should maybe just check Spiritual Panthon's run, even though his run also uses this hyper and gets it the crap done. Let's just check his run. Where is it? I think I have it in his server. I'll put up the browser here real quick, sec. Here's his LNN. It's LNNN actually. I mean, it's LNNN, but it does use the hyper. It's just no hyper breaks. I can't say I get what's up with the priority here in the chat. What's up with this then? This we already figured out. I don't need you to be this loud anyway. Here he just gets the hyper and then cuts this way shorter. Way shorter to the point he doesn't actually dodge anything, okay. He just streams to the right here. When this shows up, he gets a hyper. That doesn't help you figure things out. Does anyone actually know how to do this in a way that doesn't involve hyper spam? Why are these moving together? Wow, this browser window is just so confusing actually. Then like this arguably doesn't help anyone. Damn, this game is just freaking... This game is just incomprehensible, honestly. Wait, let's minimize this. Nope, we don't need it anymore. I mean... Because R24 just fumbled, is just complete fumble core, and Spirit gets a billion hypers. I guess the actual answer is speed kill the fairies. That seemed to work actually. Let's do this again. And this is just, yeah, raw dodging and kill everyone. It shouldn't be too hard other than skill issuing. Because it's middle, right, left. So like 1, 3, 1, 2. I mean, yeah, that seemed to solve it, didn't it? Let's just try. Yeah, I think it's just free one. Do this as soon as the fairy shows up. Hug, KO, free one, 3, 1, 2. Okay, but I actually need to be able to get there. Yeah, that about solves it. Which makes me is the answer this simple? It makes me confused. That's what both of those runs were doing. Because again, R24 just all the way over it, and Spirit barely dodged it. Yeah, this seems manageable. If anything, it seems like this should be a somewhat reliable stage portion element at this point. Then you just have to deal with the nightmare that is Chimmy. Okay, we got the horrible pyramid RNG, but we also got the hyper, so you know, swings and roundabouts. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that that everything is jank right now, because you know the game is 75 hours old. Not even the game, the demo, the unfinished demo that will probably have changes later. Okay, don't be that aggressive. And this is harder than the spam at the start of the stage, but not by much. At least unlike that one, it doesn't seem like you can solve this by just staying in the middle. Okay, let's try the whole shebang, including Chimmy mid-boss, so I can have a replay. Actually, speaking of replays, what do I have here? Yeah, stage 2 first half. Let's just get one for second half going, so I can check it for reference. Yeah, let's get a second half one. There probably has to be a misdirect there from the aim bullet, so you can do this part better. You're not dead. You were actually just not freaking dead, because nothing dies in this game. UM syndrome. Yeah, maybe there should be a misdirect so I can get the clean line in the middle here, so I can shoot this down. Yeah, misdirect this, get the clean line to the enemy in the middle. Or just shoot the pyramid down and not shoot anything down. Fucking die. I'm not going to save this replay, it needs to be cleaned for reference sake. Sure, you can send the replays, I'll check them out. not actually satisfied with that one. Let me see. Let me see it again. Fucking hell, that massive speed bullet. Screw this. Nah. I mean, in theory, it's that simple. Again, that's simple. ST2 dash second H. ST2 dash second H. Now let's do the whole stage. Slowly we're figuring things out. Yeah, I'll do that. That's normal. I'm used to doing that. I guess we don't have user replays on the demo yet. Okay, I see. I see these replays. Let's watch them. Replay. I'll just rename these 20 and 21. It's the slots that I have. 20 and 21. I'm actually finally getting somewhere here, but in like half an hour at most I have to end stream. There's someone ringing the doorbell. Second. Oi. Sec. Yeah, I'll just play your replays and then I'll come back and then we'll watch it again. Sec. I come back and it desynced, didn't it? What a incredible, what an incredible replay support this is. Wow, Cake, you're so bad. How dare you send me a replay that looks like this? Thank you, Buggo. Okay, let's see how you handle it. Okay, this is like just streaming, so I guess any streaming goes. Yeah, you went out there and actually chased the greenies or whatever. I assume this is still intentional. Wow, that's interesting hyper usage as well. I mean, you have been scoring the game, so I assume you've been routing the hypers in an interesting way because of that. Well, I guess this section is standard. Everyone will do it similarly. Okay, this is a desync, isn't it? Or is it not? It's not actually. It's not. Wait. Ah, this. I wondered for a second if it would almost work. Okay, yeah, no. The desync shot down Chimmy. That's good. Ah, I thought for no wait. The desync is cooking. The desync is cooking. Let it cook. Ah, I thought that would be saved by the bell. Why did it start with max lives? I mean, honestly, I have no idea that would make any difference. It's not like that affects inputs. I mean, I could close the game and then... Okay, why did it try to close OBS instead? Why don't you just go fuck yourself? Piece of crap. Piece of crap program. Please just close the game! Thank you. It's just open without it. What happens if we test without? I mean, we could also just use the patchwork fix, which is just speeding up the replay. I guess the game thinks you died here. Wait. Nah, you still died here. Wait, again, let's use the patchwork fix, which is just speeding up the game. Nah, this replay is just permanently busted. Not even the fix fixes it. That's Zoom code right there. Damn it. No valid game was found. What do you mean? Nah. Bad game. Well, bad replays. Okay, let's do all of stage 2. But I mean, your route is interesting from what we can gather before the replay drops out. You can start with like just about free power. It seems to be good. I forget how this started. This you just middle. Okay, that was probably way too early for me. Now this is, you just shoot everything down. You know, this part. I guess if you just completely lose the rhythm here, you can also just start streaming. Yeah, I guess the backup strat of just stream Lamal does work. Holy shit. Yeah, it's fine, Cake. I mean, yeah, they both broke. Game replay system broken. Honestly, I hope that Zun decides to fix the replays instead of just axing them entirely. Please, don't even let it cross your mind. That was just me. Yeah, that makes sense, Cake. It's probably safer to go for the shoot down first, and then the stream after. Probably the most reliable method. Holy shit. Okay, why am I dying to this now? Like, literally the only threat in this stage should be Chimmy Midnon. This non is just so annoying. And to think a non 2 is literally just this, but like 5 times worse. Sex, sorry. There's my chance, I guess. There is indeed. Now I just have to actually remember what to do here. Oh. Wait, why are you there? Wait, what the left one? Left? Why is it left? me reload my chat second. Okay, that was just me. I knew I would get one. It's kinda how this weird game works. Okay, but this feels like the overlap here is just way harder than what I was trying. Or maybe I'm just not misdirecting the aim bullets early enough now. I actually capped it legit. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Sec. I have to see how much more I can actually stream. They have have to check something. Nobody's calling me yet, so I can do a little more. It's weird, the transition from Chimmy to the second half is really tripping me up. In a way that it wasn't when I trained it in isolation. I think that was a hit, but whatever. Let's just train this. Let's just practice this transition. Or yeah, I mean, it was working when I did that in isolation, but for some reason I'm just not getting it now that I'm practicing in the full stage. Because yes, if you speed kill everything in the second half, it works very well. Ah. I don't know if the timing is different because, you know, maybe it spawns less enemies if you kill your Chimmy slightly later, you know, because of the transition. So maybe like you can't just time it, you have to sort of know when it's going to transition from the yin yangs to the big fairy in the middle, because the big fairy in the middle is the one that starts the speed kill section. Maybe you just have to actually spot it. I have noticed that in this game, I've been struggling to actually use references. I have to just actually physically look up and see what's coming next. It seems to be something that's coming up a lot in this game. I don't know if that's just me. Fuck's sake. Yeah, if less of them spawns, then that explains why I've been so tripped up. Now there's someone hitting me up. Guess we're just leaving that bomb there then. But I swear, if you look at the input view, I swear I pressed left. It's like it hits before I think I'm gonna get hit. Or maybe it's just the weird hitboxes that this game supposedly has. If we're getting a new set of hitboxes, then that really means we're on Gen 4 now, huh? New weird hitboxes to complain about. Maybe if I had the music up, I could actually use the music as reference. Didn't think about that. God! Fucking incomprehensible ass non. just try to get a stage 2 LNN and then I'll bounce. It's yeah, just stage 2 LNN. LNN. Okay, yeah, let's go. This first part is at least starting to get really easy. Yeah, now I need to actually have a reference here for when's the big fairy coming. Maybe I should just misdirect this from the start and then, yeah, there it is. Yeah, maybe just KO Chimmy and already start misdirected so you can just go up and KO that fairy. Because if you don't KO that fairy early, it becomes really hard to KO the rest. That's probably the game, but you can't test that in a... Well, I guess you could test it on TH Crack if you just started on Chimmy herself. Yeah, dude, just give me that. I'm not too interested in dealing with your shit right now. I misdirect already. Okay, but if you do that too early, then these guys are to the bottom. I mean, there was stage 2 LNN, the jank one, but it was. Checks out. Let's save that for now. Okay, now my chat just disappeared. Ah. Evil Pyramid. Pyramid has become a trigger word of the community since this game dropped. Let's try that again. Yeah, let's try that again. I said, let's try that again. I can't promise I will get another one before I have to end, but let's go. Get the fuck out of here. Damn pyramid. Funny because I do have a pyramid decoration in my room. Well, it's not a pyramid, it's more like a prism. I think this is potentially the best setup in the game. The problem is just that the hyper is really powerful, so we don't know. So like, it seems like this hyper would be not allowed in a theoretical final game on end setup, which is a shame because this is the only way you can get 2 frogs. It does seem that, like a lot of stage sections in this game, the solution is, if not speed, kill stream. Good. Why isn't that fucking fairy dead? Why isn't it dead? I shot it, but I shot it. I'm looking at the stream feed right now. You can see that I shot it. But enemies in this game just don't go down. I mean, hopefully the unlock system in the final game is different somehow. Maybe in the final game you really do just have to get the stage free and then it unlocks. It would still take some work, but about the same work as it takes in this version, which is not that much. Holy shit, I almost did it, but then I tapped one time too many. I think I'm starting to figure out a backup strat at least. If you guys saw that, you might have caught it as well. I'm also maybe starting to figure out the Chiminon. Yeah, there you go all the way to the opposite end where it's spinning, and then you go with the wave. Where's Marissa's additional POC range? Where is it? Why am I dealing so much damage, actually? I think that was a hit, but let's just take it. Sec. Like I guess if you get 4 power and then you shotgun her in a very specific, not necessarily right below her range, you can actually get all the frogs to hit and that deals more damage. No. Did I just find some damage bug? Okay, the pyramid saved me, but it's fine. This isn't, though. How does the game feel? Do I like it? I mean, it does feel like my first impressions have just about held up from day one. Game fun, gimmick interesting, stage is hard, boss 1 and 3 fun, boss 2 sucks, pyramid gimmick sucks. So it's for the most part hits rather than misses, so that's good. But yeah, the pyramid gimmick sucks and nobody likes it. This pyramid that just showed up, that's the gimmick that nobody freaking likes. This is like if UFO summons were less useful and they also shot you. And they also had 1 billion health. And they also body blocked enemies all the time in a game where enemies have a lot of health. And the enemies shoot a lot of bullets. And they never stop shooting bullets unless you shoot them down. So yeah, pretty big freaking deal. We're just about hanging on pretty well. Not getting to here with 4 power is actually a bit of a drag. Okay, this misdirect will have to be pretty short because the fairy is just about to show up here. Yeah. Shoot her down, shoot her down, shoot her down. She's not down, she's not down. She didn't go down. Yeah. The pyramids are how you get your resources in this game, you know, exactly like the UFOs. But first of all, I just don't understand how you summon them. Like, I vaguely understand how, but like, not truly understand how. Second, they're way tankier than UFOs. Third, they shoot at you, and they don't just shoot at you a little bit. And fourth, shooting down enemies here is way more important than it ever was in UFO. I'm not saying that shooting enemies in UFO is not important, but shooting enemies in this game is more important than it ever was ever in Touhou. One single enemy is more than enough to down you. You need... I did say this earlier on the stream, but like... It does feel like every single section in this game that is not streaming is speed killing, because if you don't speed kill the speed kill sections, you just die immediately. Which is part of why everyone has been finding the stages here so hard. Because if you don't understand the stage section, then yeah, sure. If you don't understand exactly where the enemies are coming from, so you can shoot them down immediately, then yeah, sure, it makes sense that you would find the stages absurdly hard. The stage sections are literally meant to completely stonewall you if you don't kill everyone in sight. I'm just about starting to understand this non. It's really hard though. Die please? Die please? Oh, look at what we have here. So, I mean, people are explaining it to you in chat. Basically, yes, when you graze bullets, you get gems. If you fill up the bar on the bottom left, in some esoteric manner, you spawn a pyramid. The pyramid will show up, it has a lot of health, it will start trying to shoot you down, but if you shoot it down, it gives you a lot of resources. But first of all, there aren't a lot of resources in this game. There are LNNs out there of this game, of this demo, that finish stage 3 with one extend, with +1 extend on default, you know, with 3 lives. So you don't get a lot of lives in this game. This is right now, this is considered the hardest early game in the series, harder than UFO, Loki, and DDC Bad Shot. This is kind of a UFO situation as well, where normal is like disproportionately hard. And this time I don't actually get to dodge shimmy non. Isn't that amazing? And yeah, there are hypers in this game. The hypers are completely unavoidable. For the most part, I think people are actually fine with this. It adds a different spice to the game. I actually salvaged that. But the full game, the full stage LNN is just being so disproportionately hard compared to just the two individually, because there's probably gotta be something wrong I'm doing with the setup past the mid-boss. Because it just isn't working, actually. The fairy shows up and it's like, oh, now what? I mean, that was on an end, but... I mean, I like the hypers. Yeah, I like the hypers. Actually, also, yeah, it's yeah. Also, Slowstar hasn't played Wabauk, so he hasn't seen the game with hypers. So, through methods that I understand even less than the pyramids, if you reach certain conditions, your character gets a hyper, so they get some kind of big bonus. And every single gem that you can select at the start of the game gives you different hypers. Some hypers are barely useful, some hypers are extremely useful. The hyper for yellow 2, which is the moonstone, that hyper, when it's active, gives you a big shield that when you block bullets with it, it shoots back the shooter that shot it. And if you get hit during it, every single bullet gets converted into arrows that go and home in on every single enemy. And if there's only the boss in the screen, the boss gets totally ass fucked. And if you score in the game just a little bit, you can chain hypers together and spend entire stages just not getting hit once, because you're constantly with the shields up, and then every single enemy who dares shoot at you just get completely peppered. I'll do like just a couple more attempts, but then I sadly actually really have to go. Here's Chimmy. Chimmy nons are really, really hard. Well, not hard if you get the freaking thingy here, but, you know, swings and roundabouts. That was actually correct, but then let's try one more time. By the way, Slowstar, I think everyone has been agreeing that stage 1 is just harder than 2. Not the boss, no way, not the freaking boss. Stage 2 boss is evil. But the stage itself, yeah, stage 1, I honestly would agree that stage 1 is harder. Because you just have no resources, no power. Stage 1 has a shit ton of enemies. They fire so many bullets, you have no crowd control unless you pick the frog's shot. This game is all about crowd control. I would say that homing is eating big in this game, and it probably conceptually is, but homing is on Rainbow, and who's using Rainbow in this game? Nobody, that is. Okay.
Hoje vai chegar lá.
Happy birthday to you.
Brigadeiro com brigadeiro em cima. Quer uma velhinha pra sua parte?
Well, guys, yeah, it is my birthday, by the way. It's my birthday. Well, sadly, I do really have to go now because I'm busy and I have things beyond my birthday. Pyramid can kill you after boss dies? Absolutely. Well, let me look for a raid target, but yeah, I have to go. I have business to attend to, and soon I have to go to work. Sadly, just because it's my birthday doesn't mean I don't have to work. What do I get? Okay. Okay, let's... I think I found a raid target, and then see you guys, alright? See you tomorrow.